Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Clutch Conversations. It's your boy Mike. I hope y'all having a wonderful Thursday. Really looking forward to tonight's episode. We got Chip from Regius Sphera Pythons, so really looking forward to chat with him, learning a little bit more about what he does. I do want to apologize right from the jump. If you see me sweating, it's not because I'm nervous. It's because it's hot as hell in here. Have some problems with AC, and it's hot as hell. It's about 84, 85 degrees in here right now, so we're gonna get through it. So I might sweat a little bit, but it'll be all right. We're gonna get through it. Like I said, we got the homie Chip coming on the show tonight. Real quick though, if you're involved in this hobby in any shape, form, or fashion, please make sure you're supporting U.S. Art and U.S. Art Florida in any way that you can. Don't ever feel like any support is too little. Anything that you can do, share a post, talk to somebody about it. And definitely if you are in a position to support them financially, definitely we need everybody to help in any way they can. With that being said, I do want to pull up a few comments in the chat before we bring our guests out, starting from the top. Stan, what's good, bro? Thanks for coming out. Kent, what's good? Thanks for coming out. What's good? What's good? What's good? Bosa, what's up, bro? Thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming out. Yeah, Chip is the man. Takara, what's up? What's up? Miguel, thanks for coming out, bro. Nicole, what's good? Thanks for coming out. Yes, for sure. For sure. Sorry I can't see you this weekend, but definitely looking forward to seeing you in the future real soon. Who else we got? Genetics Nerd, thank you for coming out. Bosa Jr., what's good? Thank you for coming out. Jeremy, what's good, homie? Thanks for coming out. Heathen Hatchery, thanks for coming out. Gershon, what's good? Thank you for coming out. Jay Hill, thank you for coming out. Who else we got? Who else we got? Ray, what's good? What's good? Thanks for coming out. Who else we got in the chat? I think that's everybody. If I miss somebody, I apologize. But without further ado, I do want to bring Chip on. What's good, brother?
Hey, guys. Hey, man. I really appreciate you having me on, Mike.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being here. So, full confession, when I was saying Regius Sphera, I got to think before I say this because it gets my tongue tied.
Yeah. Well, I see Gershon's here, so I will say that you're doing a better job than he does. That Regius screws him up, man. He throws the Sphera out, no problem. It's the Regius that's messing
it's the Regius to get him. It's the Sphera to get me. Yeah, like my tongue just automatically just get big when I say it or something.
Right. And you know what made me come up with that name was it's Latin for royal ball. So you know, I figured that'd be a cool name.
That makes sense. Yeah. So you big into etymology and stuff like that?
No, I just thought I need to come up with something clever, something nobody else has got. And I thought Regius, royal. And I thought, well, let's just say ball, royal ball. And that rolls for me.
Nice. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. That was one of my questions, actually, like how you came up with the name. So real quick, introduce yourself. Tell everybody a little bit about what you do.
Okay. Well, again, Chip Forsyth. I've only been doing this since 2018. Okay. My daughter at the time, she was spending the night with someone and they had a ball python, another 8-year-old girl. And when she came home, she said, I want a ball python. And I was like, no, that ain't going to happen. And what's so crazy is that when I was a kid, I had one. And I'm 54. So you can imagine, at 12 years old, having a ball python, and there was nothing to them. They were normal, nothing, it wasn't nothing spectacular. Well, that was, what is that, 42 years ago. Well, next thing you know, she talking about ball pythons. And I thought, well, I'm going to look that up and just see how much they cost, this, that, and the other. And I was blown away. And you hear this all the time. That's what's so crazy.
Yeah.
And it was like a fire. And I immediately started looking at them. I'm the type person that I try to plan as much as I can. And right off the bat, I wanted recessives kept coming up. That's all everybody was talking about in 2018. And I know they've been out for a lot longer than that. But I thought, well, I'm going to try to buy recessives. And I ended up buying 4 that, I'd say within 3 months. And then I started just picking
4
them up.
recessive ball pythons?
Yeah.
What more?
Particularly clown, or 2 clowns and 2 pieds. And and those I just love those,
Males, females, what you
all female. That was
all
drilled
females.
into my head right off the bat. Get female.
Nice. Yeah.
So I was, I know T. I've heard his story several times how he was buying males left and right, but luckily I bought all females, and granted,
you jump right into the recessives too. That's what's up.
Well, I love black pastel too, though. See, I mean, I absolutely love black pastel and blackhead too. But black pastel was one of them that I bought that was just a regular codom. But my point is I tried to logically think it out and buy smart.
Okay.
And then next thing you know, I started getting hooked on YouTube and all the different videos and stuff like that. And I just knew that this is what I wanted to do. I mean, and it's so crazy because never in my life, other than getting married, I knew what I was wanting to do. It's kind of weird. So I just pressed forward.
That's what's up. So was there a particular like clown or pie morph or combo that really drew you in, or was it just clowns and pies in general?
Well, I let my wallet dictate that. So,
okay.
So I had to start off small, man. I first bought was just a plain Jane female clown, and I really loved the killer clown too at that time. And like I said, 2018 killer clowns were really popular.
Yeah.
And so I bought one of those. And you got to imagine, and I know everybody out here has thought the same thing, and I'm sure you have too, man. Where you're like $300, oh my God, that's a lot of money. And next thing you know, it's $3,000, and then you're finding out $3,000 ain't cutting it anymore. That was hard to deal with.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because I remember, so I haven't been in it that long myself, and somewhat similar to you. So back in like 1999, I had a roommate that had 2 ball pythons. I want to say it was a normal and an albino. And so at the time, like I wasn't into snakes. It just wasn't my thing at all. And so I thought it was kind of weird for having ball pythons in the first place, like 2 snakes in the house. But it was all good. You pay your half for the rent. You know what I'm saying? You keep your snakes over there. Don't let your snakes get out. We good. You know what I'm saying? And so like looking back, like he wasn't into breeding or nothing like that. He just had the snakes. Looking back, I wish I would have got into it back then. But then fast forward to 2020, kind of like with the lockdown and stuff like that, obviously you start getting like more time on your hand. And so like I started researching and then came across, what's the dude's name? I can't remember his name. But anyway, he had a video showing his reticulated python, right?
Was
and
it
so
Chris Hardwick?
No, it wasn't Chris Hardwick. It's
it doesn't matter. I mean,
Salafa Halley or something like that. And I'm probably like Jungle Boy is artist. I'm probably butchering that, but that's who it was. But anyway, he was showing his reticulated python, and so it kind of piqued my interest or whatever. And so start thinking back about the ball pythons, and so I started looking up the ball pythons, and then I started seeing all these morphs and like start seeing all these different YouTubes and all these videos and stuff like that, and just everywhere it was on Facebook. And then I somehow came across Morph Market, and that was it right there. After Morph Market, it was kind of like all downhill. I started seeing all these morphs, and so I said, you know what, we're gonna do this. We want to get into it and start getting some snakes. But when we first started doing it, we didn't know for sure whether or not, we wanted to breed or whether or not we really wanted to jump into it. And then like listening to advice from some people, they were like, start with the smaller snakes. And then like I kind of let not smaller snakes, but lower cost snakes. And like you, I kind of let my wallet dictate a lot of the decisions. And so like we started getting like some 2-3 gene codom animals and stuff like that. So I didn't start with the recessives. If I could go back to 2020 and tell like brand new snake keeper Mike, something, I would tell them, hey, jump into the recesses that you like.
Right.
And so we started getting recesses and stuff a little bit later. And then from then it just kind of like snowballed and snowballed and snowballed. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at a $300 snake, you're like, well, I ain't paying $300 for a snake, just like you said. But then like you just really start seeing the prices and like just the different combos and what you can do and the potential. And you just kind of get engulfed in the culture, you know what I'm saying? And then it just becomes like a whole different way of life, right?
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, and you know, to me, and I'm, as you well know, ball pythons are so easy to take care of, I think. And once you get over the scare, you know how people are who are new to it, like he won't eat. You know, this ball python, you know, he's not eating like he's supposed to. Once you get past that, you're okay, because you know that's just how they are. Sometimes they're going to take a break and not eat, and sometimes they will. And for the most part, you know, they're so easy to take care of.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's the biggest thing because like by and large, like through my whole collection, we got quite a few animals, but I would say 95% of them don't have like feeding problems at all. And most of the ones that go off food is usually my males. And most of the males, when they went off food, it was during the breeding season. But then once the breeding season kind of slowed up, it was right back on food. So it's, to me, it's not as bad as some people make it out to be. I have had problem eaters. I'm not gonna act like I haven't, but it wasn't like as prevalent as people make it to be. Because I'd be in some groups where it's like multiple species kept, even like ball python specific groups, and they make it seem like you can't pay a ball python to eat, and that's just not the experience I've had.
Yeah,
and so you said you've been through something similar.
Yeah. In fact, I mean, I've gotten 20 breeding females, and of those 20, I only have 2 that give me troubles. And yeah, and one actually, you know, gave me a clutch this year, and she's fine. It's just I wish she would eat more regularly. Now I've got a Candino pied that is like horrible. She's 2 years old and she weighs like 850 grams. And the crazy thing is she just sits there and she's just as happy as she can be. And you know, she'll come out and I'll play with her, and it's like nothing's no problem here. And I got a friend, Dale from Acadia Pythons, and me and him have talked about it. He's like, any day, man, she's going to bloom and she's going to go, I want something to eat. You know, that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I got a banana pie. It's the exact same way. Like she'll, like right now, she in the eating mode. And so when she in eat mode, I feed her and I feed her well. But then like she'll just be chilling and she's like, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to eat for a couple weeks. And then she'll be back on it. Yeah. And so that's one of my few problem eaters is that girl. But she'll 2020 and she's probably pushing 1,000 grams now.
Right. Yeah. I just wish she would come on, because I got, you know, obviously some money in this one, and I was really hoping. And the other thing that's crazy is I bought one from Spades Reptiles out of New York, and I've had it 2 years, and this year it gave me 9 eggs. I mean, this thing ate like a freight train and just ate regularly every week, no problems whatsoever. And it was an inchy clown. I bred her to a spot nose clown, and man, she did so well. Yeah, I mean, so well.
Nice. And so, has she produced that clutch yet?
Yeah, I've already got the eggs, but I mean, they haven't. I haven't cut them yet. I'm going to be cutting those in probably about 1 month from now.
Okay. What's your holdback strategy going to look like?
Well, I've had 8 clutches this year. 2 have hatched out, and of those, I'm being murdered with males. And I'm probably out of those there. I've got, let's see, 12, and I'm going to hold back 2. I'm holding back 1 pied and 1 leopard blade pastel clown, because they're both females.
Okay. So far, we've only had like 2 clutches hatched to date. Both of them 6 eggs. Both of them 4.2.
Yeah.
So
mine, I had a 5.2 with the leopard blade clown, and it was a yellow belly pied pastel pied combination. I got 5.2. It's like, man, it's horrible, I think.
Yeah, I hope my luck change when I have a couple of my later ones. Well, one,
Right.
the girl is like already past the point of no return, so I know I should begin it. It should be some combo double het hypo clown stuff. So hopefully that's female heavy, and then potentially I might have some double het DG clown stuff. And so hopefully that's female heavy too. Like
Oh, that'd be great.
if the odds guys rolling with your boy, please like bless me with a lot of females.
You got that right. Yeah, it's so crazy. I put those on Morph Market, the Blade Pastel Leopard Clowns, and I priced them very reasonable, I think. And they're still sitting there. So we'll have to see what happens here.
Males.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm keeping the only female I got out of it, and but they're beautiful. But I know you know this, and probably 90% of these people in the chat know it, but a lot of people frown on the males. But I'll tell you, males, the right one really jumpstarts you. Really.
Oh yeah.
Really
Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah, and I don't really have a problem buying them, to be honest with you. In fact, like that clown, the one clown I got that was a female in 2018, and I bought that Inchy clown. Okay, there ain't nothing. I mean, I love an Inchy clown, but what I'm saying is there's not a whole lot going on. Well, I bought some 2 banger males from Canova, bred them to them, and they're producing some nice stuff. So a lot of people frown on males, and I'm one of them. Don't get me wrong, but they're worth it, I think.
Oh yeah, you can't have clutches without them. First and foremost.
Exactly. Right.
But yeah, all of my most powerful animals, genetically speaking, are males. What's
Same
good,
here.
Blakers? What's up? But yeah, in fact, that's kind of my strategy, right? So I intentionally and purposefully invested more in my males from a dollar's perspective and got more powerful males just because I can spread that around amongst the females I've gotten.
Right.
Over time, I've kind of like built up my females more and more, but still none of the females, genetically speaking, like if I put my most powerful female up against my most powerful male, just from a genetic standpoint, it's not even close.
Right. I'm the same exact
I don't think,
way.
yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, as crazy as this sounds, I thought this was a big secret or something because everybody kept hammering female, and I get that, but gosh, you can buy some really, really high-end males economically, cheap compared to a female, and they can jumpstart your whole plan. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, that's the way
like
I see it too.
Maybe I'm missing something, and somebody can educate me, but that's just kind of how I was seeing it.
Obviously, the best scenario is to have like super powerful females and you put some super powerful males to them. Obviously, that's the best. But for where I'm at right now, that's my strategy.
Exactly. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I hope, like I say, in terms of like animals that I buy and females that I buy, like over time to like build out my female stock with more and more powerful females, and then obviously producing powerful females. I can hold some back. But that's my strategy. Like I just kind of want to like just build up. But even so, I still feel like as I'm building up, it's not going to be in a vacuum, right? So as my female power building up, my male power going to be building up too. And so I still think I'm still kind of have that same dynamic, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I've got my 20 females now. Only 9 of them were ready this year, but by next year I should have 14. And I've only got 5 males, to go to them. So I try to keep that to a minimum, but I'm very happy with that strategy so far. And like you said, say in 2 years, when I've got more money and I've got a broader spectrum of animals, then I might see investing heavily more into some powerhouse females.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Wifey for controlling the comments tonight. It's making it so much easier. I can just focus on the conversation. So I appreciate that. Love you, baby. So next question. So what has keeping like taught you about yourself that maybe you didn't know before, or maybe it reminded you about something about yourself?
Well, I guess I'm one of those people who has to be doing something all the time. Now my belly doesn't look like that, but I have to, I have to always be doing something. And these snakes, man, they are perfect for that type of person because I can clean them, I can look at them, I can hold them, I can, be as detail oriented as I want. I can do videos. I mean, I am constantly doing something in this room, and it's comforting. You know what I'm saying? I know it sounds
Gotcha.
crazy to some people, but I just love it. I love every aspect of it.
Speaking
And
of
I
doing
really
stuff,
go ahead.
now I was gonna kind of build off that. And speaking of doing stuff like in your room, like when you're in your room and you're like cleaning and you're looking at them and kind of looking at the combos and how things at, are you kind of like mentally like taking notes and stuff, just kind of like thinking through like what your breeding plans would look like going forward?
Oh yeah. I'm definitely thinking. Like, I had no idea that the leopard blade clown bred to that pastel clown was going to give me such a beautiful clutch. I mean, it's one thing to think about it in my mind, but to actually see it, I was like, man, these came out so nice. And to me, I like a pastel visually more than I like a super pastel. However, super pastel is what's going to give you all those pastels. The single gene pastel. But
Right.
that, like, because to me, a super pastel really blows it all out, and it just really, I don't know, it just kind of messes the pattern up. But when you breed that powerhouse female, which I call that, and she puts out pastels everywhere, man, they are so beautiful. That yellow is so striking on those leopard blade clowns I got. But yeah, I do definitely do that. I sit there and look and see what I want to do and get that mix going. Like I hear T say yellow belly everything, and he tries to put it in everything, and that is a wonderful spice. If you think about it like
Oh
that,
yeah. Oh
to
yeah.
add into everything. I can't see where yellow belly is a detractant unless you screw up, and next thing you know, you got a super
You
yellow
got an
belly.
all white snake. Yeah, that's
Right.
that's that's the only thing is the all white snakes. And some ivory combos super dope, like those ivory leopards.
Yes. Yes.
The purples in that is just insane. Like I love those. But yeah, yellow belly is very powerful and very functional. It's like a utility gene. Like it can just like spice it up for real.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, but same thing with gravel and asphalt too. And the good
Oh
thing
yeah.
about like those and the other ones in that complex is if you hit them like the super form, you got to worry about an all white snake. That's the advantage I
That's
would
right.
say. But
Right.
yeah, I love the yellow belly complex. I got so much yellow belly complex stuff like in our collection. Like that was like one of my first goals and main intentions was like yellow belly complex stuff. So I got a good bit of that. In fact, I got a clutch right now, just in the incubator. It was a chocolate freeway to a highway. And so like got 8 eggs from that one. So hopefully we get some good stuff. We can
There
get
you go.
like pavements, we can get ivories, we can get freeways and highways, and chocolate can be in the mix somewhere. So hopefully it's few ivories, maybe a lot of pavements. That'll be what's up.
There you go. And yet,
What's good, Wiz?
yeah, another thing too is there's plenty of people out there want a white snake. I mean, they'll buy that sucker in a heartbeat, even though you and I are like, yeah, but
Yeah,
I want to see this, not that, but
white
they'll
snakes
eat it
sell.
up, man. Yeah.
What's up, Troy? Yeah, they definitely sell. Definitely. Yeah, so I mean, it's not the end of the world if you do get an all white snake, but if you're looking for a specific pattern or color palette in your snake and you hit the all white, you're like, oh man. But yeah, it's definitely one that'll sell and it's eye
Plus,
catching too.
you might have some crazy multi-gene animal that you're giving away practically because you don't know what's
Yeah,
in it. That's the only danger.
yeah, like you just gave somebody a $5,000 snake for $350.
Yeah.
Yes, please go get the homie to 500 subs, and please go get Nicole to 1,000. She is almost at 1,000, and she is giving away a free plane trip to the October, my bad, Tinley. So
That's
definitely go
right.
check that out. Subscribe both to Wiz and Nicole, and appreciate you both. So both is the hardest working man in social media.
He's the
Mr.
James
Sport.
Brown to this industry. I told him that. Yeah. He's awesome.
Yeah, he got to do a James Brown video now. Yeah, we got
There you go.
to. Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see it. TikTok, IG, wherever you got to do it on both of them. I got to see some dance moves.
Yeah, man.
So I know you got some clown stuff, you got some pod stuff. Like where do you see your projects going? Like, what are some of your ultimate goals with your projects?
Well, I'm also somewhat invested into a hypo, and I've got a hypo pod and a hypo clown.
Okay.
And I'm hoping, both of them have just now crossed over the 1,000 gram mark. And I'm hoping that they will, maybe not this year, this coming up season, 2023. But you never can tell, man. You never can tell. But I'm hoping that I will get something from them next year. And
Okay.
that would be awesome. And they're very good eaters so far.
So you got a hypo clown and a hypo pod, you said?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Two
So
females or
yeah,
male and
both
female?
female.
Both
Both female.
females. And what you
Yep.
plan on putting to them?
Well, definitely, I want to produce some more of those, and eventually, I'm going to start trying to cross my pods and clowns to get me a clown pod. But for me, like I said, 54 years old, I don't have the long game like a lot of somebody who's 30 years old and willing to buy a lot of hets. So most likely, I'm probably going to be that type person to buy a clown pod or and breed it into my stuff to kind of get it moving quicker. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But
okay,
I would love to get Desert Ghost as well, which I'm working with Dale from Acadia Pythons to do that. He's got some coming hets, and we're working out a deal on that. But yeah, I would love to get into Exanthic. I just it's my wallet. She's telling me what I can and cannot do.
Have you thought about like 5 years out, 10 years out, however far, like, do you have like a goal in terms of how many breeder females you want and how many clutches you want to be trying to shoot for on an annual basis?
Yeah, like I said, with this year being my first actually, breeding, and I did 8 clutches. I'm feeling my way through that. And I think that's going to give me an idea, because I hear people who have said, well, don't get overwhelmed, and you make sure you got your rats and your mice or whatever it is you're planning on feeding. You make sure you're stocked. And I in my mind, I'm thinking that eventually I would like to get to where I'm doing, like, say, 30 clutches a year. That's kind of my goal.
Okay.
I don't want to go crazy. Where I'm at, I've got about, currently I've got like 800 square feet, but I can expand this out to about 1,200 square feet if I need to.
Okay.
And so I've got plenty of room, I think, to accomplish putting out 30 clutches a year.
Okay. And like food wise, are you breeding rodents or are you sourcing them from somebody else?
No, sir. But I, for those who don't agree with this, I love my rats. I've never been bit by them. They're awesome. I take extra care of my mamas and daddies. I don't really play around with the babies because they're getting fed off, but my mothers and fathers are being well taken care of. And in fact, I feel like I'm doing a good job, because I just my male and female that I bought in December of 2019, the female just died, and they usually don't last that long. We're coming up. This will be 3 years.
Yeah, we're coming up on 3 years at the end of this year.
And my male, he's still kicking it. And I'm now, granted, he ain't pumping it out like he used to, but my point is, he's still alive, and I'm going to take care of him. And but I definitely raise my own rats. I love it, and I know that sounds crazy too, but I like taking care of them. Cleaning them out and putting them all new bedding and all that. And this time, just to be on the safe side, I bought 4 colonies, or I say colonies, 4 sets of mother and father mice, so that if I run into any difficulties, I don't want to be that guy stressing because they're not eating, my snakes. And so far, of these 2 clutches, I have fed them 2 mouse hoppers, and then I immediately went to rats, and everything's been great. I've not had any issues so far, knock on wood.
Okay, so you got mice and rats.
Right.
So do they present unique challenges? Have you noticed anything different between the 2?
Yeah. Yeah, those mice, man, they are some jumping freaks. That you put your fingers in there and they're out, and they will bite you in a flash. I'll tell you that. They don't bite. The little babies don't bite too hard, but they're gonna bite on you. And
Okay.
And they're so fast about jumping, man. They're like rabbits. And
Yeah. Have you
but
bred
yeah,
ASFs before?
no, I haven't. And I keep hearing horror stories about how they eat their young and they eat each other if you don't got them all in the right colony. I would like to do that. In fact, that's the biggest challenges about rats, as you may well know, is that they get so big, and
Yeah.
then what are you going to do with them?
Yeah. What's up, Chris?
Luckily, I've got a guy local to me who raises birds, raptors. And so he buys whatever spare rats I've got, which is good.
Okay. That's one good thing about ASFs is they don't get too big for ball pythons.
Exactly.
The horror stories you heard, and we still novices at this too. We've only been doing it for like, I don't know, maybe since April, May, something like that. We got 3 colonies right now. So the first colony we got, right now we just got this like colony A, colony B, colony C. So when we first got colony A, it was like a 1.3, and 2 of the females was pregnant like when we got them. And so like maybe a week or 2 later, they both had their litters, right? So we like had a litter one day, and like 2 days later we had another litter. But we noticed the number of babies start dwindling, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden there were no babies. They had ate them all. Like that was like, because I caught one of the moms or one of the ASFs eating one of the babies, like chewing on it like a gummy bear. Like, bro,
yeah, man.
Like, what? And we waited like a week or 2 before you even had these. You finally had them, and then y'all just ate all the babies. And so like I started talking with some people and like doing more research and stuff like that, and people was like increase their protein. So I did that.
Yeah, I hear that. Did
that
work?
It did. So start putting some dog food, some high protein, high quality dog food in there. And also start putting dried mealworms in there, because that's high in protein too. Right. And so the next time they had litters, they didn't eat like a single baby. And some people said like sometimes with their first litter, they might eat the litter because they're like inexperienced and stuff like that. And then they also said like potential like security, right? So they might feel like they're not safe. And so rather than let a predator get their babies, they just eat the babies. I don't know how true that was, but I did start. I know, right? Like, you ain't getting them, I'm gonna get them. Like, just yeah, that's wild, bro. But I did put more hides in there and like places for them to hide and stuff. And so once I did that, I didn't have any issues with any of them in that colony. And then we got colony B, which I think at first we had a little overcrowded because we had 2.6 at first in like those lab containers that you get from like Reptile Basics.
That's where my mice are in.
That's what you got them. And I like those, but I still feel like that was kind of overcrowded because the 2 males kept fighting, right? Like I don't even know how they were both still living because both of them had like their guts hanging out the side, like it was crazy. I did mark this not for kids, so hopefully no kids heard that, but yeah, that was wild. And so we ended up culling one of the males. And so we didn't have no problems with fighting, but we still have problems in that colony only with babies like being stillborn. And we haven't figured out like what's up with it. Or even if it's specifically one female who's having like stillborn babies. And so we're still trying to like get our heads wrapped around that and figure out what's going on. But in colony C, that's like a 1.4, and they just like churning out babies. Like healthy babies, never ate a baby, never had stillborns, like nothing. And so they good, no fighting, but it's only one male in there. So I don't know. I felt like, because some people put like multiple males like in containers, but they also have larger containers. So I don't know if it was just proximity, you know what I'm saying? Like they will be good otherwise, but they always kind of bumping into each other. So it's like, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What you gonna do?
Yeah. Like, why are you looking at me wrong, bro?
Did you have rats before that, and you went to ASF or what?
No, we jumped right into ASFs. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never bred rats.
And rats are somewhat similar. They'll eat, some of them will eat some of their young on the first couple of go rounds, but then after that, they don't. I mean, at least I haven't. And again, I don't do 1 male to 3 females. I do 1 to 2, and I clean them religiously every week, and I don't have chew outs or anything like that. and I'm still using the same tubs I've had for 4 years, and I don't have no wire on them or nothing. But again, they're in my room. Okay, I'm here every day, and I don't want to be smelling rat poop and pee. So that's why I religiously clean them out every Thursday, or I'm sorry, every Friday.
What kind of bedding you use?
I use that pelletized stuff that absorbs water
for the
and
horses,
pee.
like you get from Tractor Supply. Yeah,
that's right. And I use pine shavings, the large flake.
Okay, the white bag or the yellow bag?
The white bag.
Okay, yeah, you use the exact same setup we do then.
Yeah.
The pellets make a huge difference.
Oh yeah, man, they are so worth it,
bro.
Yeah,
huge difference. Because like in the colony bee that was like overcrowded, we clean every week too. But like by the end of the week, like you can start smelling a little bit. It's like, man, this ain't gonna work. And so we start putting extra pellets in there. No issues. Like it soak it right up. When you dump the stuff out, there's nothing clumped on the bottom. It's just like it's almost damn near like all the way clean. So like those pellets make a huge difference, bro.
Yeah, and like you said about cleaning, I'll rinse mine out, and I may have a couple little pieces, and I got a little scrub brush, and I'll hit that, dry it out, and I'm set.
Yeah. I love those pellets. Shout out to the pellets and whoever came up with that. Like you're the real MVP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so did you say
Chris Hardwick a lot? I watched Chris Hardwick, and that's where I kind of got a lot of my information, and that's how he does his, and so that's what I started doing with mine.
That was one of the first people I was watching too. What's good, Matt? That was one of the first people I started watching too. Was Chris Hardwick. Like I liked his videos and how like he'll pull up all the different snakes and start talking about like what the different genetics do and whatnot. So yeah, that was one of the very first people that I was watching. So did you say you kept other reptile species?
I only have a boa constrictor, and that was because I like the boa constrictor, and I'm not planning on breeding them, but in case I have like rats that I need to get rid of, because before I met the guy who buys my spare rats, I didn't know what to do with them because they were getting so big, and I ended up freezing them. And then when I got this boa constrictor, he had food ready for him, and he's done really good with that. And I like playing with him. He's definitely more to handle, but he also causes you to really think. When you start reaching your hand in there, he's got more of a mental. I'm getting ready to bite you, and I'm just letting you know first. You got to watch out.
You definitely got to turn that off.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like heavily food driven, so you definitely got to be on the lookout for that. I learned the hard way.
Oh man, I'd hate to get bit by one.
Yeah, pound for pound, out of the snakes in my collection, they bite the hardest. It ain't the same. Like you can get bit by a ball python and you can get bit by a boa. It hit different.
I bet you.
It hit completely different, bro. So I see a lot of people talking about Daytona in the chat. Are you planning to go to any of the big shows?
I'm going to Tinley, October. Yeah, as soon as I win that ticket from Nicole.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And if I don't win that ticket, I'm going to have to buy my own ticket. But yeah, me and my daughter are going.
Okay. Yeah. I'm looking forward. We were supposed to get there way earlier than what we getting there. Now it's going to be more towards the evening. Hopefully, knock on wood, everything stay the same. But so far since we bought our ticket and then pushed the flight back like 3 times.
Now you're talking about going to Tinley, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean
we drive into Daytona because it's like 2 hours.
Oh yeah. But I hope I don't run into any problems with my ticket. I didn't know.
So we bought our ticket I think we bought our ticket right after everybody got back from March Tinley and was talking about how lit it was. I was like, man, I can't believe I missed this. Let's go and get these tickets now. And so we bought our ticket then, and then like maybe a month or 2 later, we got an email that said the flight got pushed back a little bit. And then like another month or 2 or whatever, we got another email that said the flight got pushed back a little bit more. And like, so it's just like little stuff like that. Just because of, I don't know if you've flown recently, but like flights get delayed like on the regular nowadays. Yeah. In fact, like the last work trip I went on, I ended up having to stay in Charlotte the extra night just because of flight delays.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I got to think about that. Well, did you do one way or did you have multiple stops or anything like that?
No, it was a stop. So it was flying. We in Gainesville, so out of Gainesville, from Gainesville to Charlotte, and then from Charlotte to Chicago.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I hope not either, bro. But they got us there. They got us there. So
yeah, yep.
Supposed to say I don't do planes. You got to get on the plane, bro.
Yeah, man.
It ain't that bad. It's not that bad.
Like I tell my daughter,
at all.
if something crazy happens, it ain't gonna hurt, but just that long.
If it that's one way to think about it.
That long, you won't even know.
That ain't how I want to think about it, though, bro. Yeah, no. I just prefer to think ain't that gonna happen. No. But you're not wrong, though. You're not wrong.
Right. I was thinking about that tonight after she said that, and I was like, God, you know, I haven't heard about a plane crashing for a long time, so we're good to go, man. It's been a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one way to think about it, though. Yeah. I don't like those smaller planes, like when there's a lot of turbulence and you can just feel every little air pocket. I don't like that. Yeah. And then it like drop down quick. It's almost like you're on a roller coaster. And you're like, whoa, like just chill out.
Yeah. You come to God real quick then, don't you?
All the me to do it.
Dear Lord. Yeah. What's that saying? There ain't no foxholes with atheists in them. Same thing with planes are about to crash.
Covered all your bases, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So what's some things about reptiles that you wish people would know now that you're into them a lot more?
I would say, you know, like you probably get this. People will say, why are you into this? You know, what made you do this? And
all the time.
It's so weird. I wish that would change. I really do. And I'll tell you something for everybody that's in the chat and you as well. And I know you guys, a lot of you already know this, but the people you're going to sell to are me and you. We're in our 40s and our 50s and we're blown away by everything that's out there. That's the thing, man. I'm telling you, I'll bet you that in my rest of my life, I'm probably going to bring to the table, let's say I buy $50,000 worth of snakes over the next 20 years. That's somebody's getting that money. Okay. And there's somebody right behind me that's going to be doing the same thing. And I'm not kidding you, because 5 years ago, if you'd said what I was going to be doing, I would have said, you're out of your mind. But when I saw those ball pythons, it blew my mind. And I was like, holy smokes. And I saw the drive that was out in the market. People were going crazy. And they keep saying, when is it going to fall? I don't see it falling. I really don't, because there's so many people, and there's so many young people that the other story you always hear. In fact, I was watching one of your shows. Was it Civil Serpents?
Jacob,
yeah. Same story. All of us guys grew up with. Yeah, my mom and dad wouldn't let me have snakes. You know what I'm saying? Well, now you can have all you want.
Yeah.
People like us that couldn't have them are having them left and right. So I think this is a really good, not that I'm trying to make money off it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm having fun. And obviously a lot of other people are too. But I think this is really going to explode even further. I really do.
I think so too. And you're right. It's not all about the money. It's a really fun hobby. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the coolest thing about it to me. Like, I'm fascinated with genetics and the different things that the genetics do, especially when you combine genetics, like some morphs with other morphs, and just kind of like the crazy reactions and trying to figure out what's going to happen. And every week it seems like you're seeing like somebody just hatched this crazy animal that's got like the whole internet or the whole snake internet taken by storm, and it's just wild. And so that's what keeps it exciting. It's like just seeing like all these cool ass animals being hatched out left and right. And then the money side of it, I mean, that's just a positive. It's a way to support your habit of buying these, and it's a way to bring in some extra income. You know what I'm saying? It can help support yourself and your family, whatever you got going on. So it's just it's unrivaled anywhere. I don't see it in any market. It's wow.
Right. And one other thing too, man, and I'm speaking to a lot of people. I mean, the older you get, the more you realize the petty mess that you may have done when you were younger. As you get older, you don't do that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And the thing is this: if I'm looking at the chat, if Boggs, Jeremy does great, why would you be jealous of him? You see what I'm saying? If he's doing great, I'm gonna do great. If Kike is doing great, if Herp Collectors is doing great, it does nothing but boost me up. I work for myself, and I work for I do a lot of industrial maintenance and stuff like that, but I also do side jobs where I work for families. Well, I'm used to working for a mother and father or whatever. Well, I've been doing this for so long that next thing you know, and these people got money. When their 20-year-old son asks me to come over, I don't look at that kid and go, that sucker's got more money than I got. I look at him like, hey, buddy, I'm glad you're doing good because I'm getting ready to come take some of that money. You know what I'm saying? Don't be jealous. Don't be
absolutely.
upset.
It's enough out there for everybody to eat. Like everybody can eat.
That's
like,
exactly
and be
right.
full too, not just get scraps, but be full as hell.
You got that right. You have got that right. And that's why when I see
you get one of these
do good, I know I'm gonna do good.
Exactly. 100%. 100%. So kind of building off of that, what's one word that best describes Regius Sphera? You saw that? I don't know if you heard it.
Yeah, I will, man. I'll say this right here. And I know this is going to sound cliche, but it's quality. And why I say that, I've mentioned something on Gershon's, he has that tip of the week. And I said, don't let quantity, don't fall into the idea of quantity being the thing to do. Try to strive for quality. Because,
100%.
A lot of people will, and I again, I'm not picking on anybody. I've done it in my lifetime, and you've probably done it too. And now that you're older and I've gotten older, I know you don't keep going to Harbor Freight to buy your tools. Now, if you're only going to use them once or twice, then that's cool. But if you're using them for your livelihood, you might want to go buy a DeWalt or a Makita or a Milwaukee. Now, all I'm trying to say is try to buy good stuff, man. Try to buy some nice quality morphs and stuff, that is going to help your stuff grow. That's the biggest thing. And
100%, you gotta upgrade your genetics.
Yeah, and then not only that, try to buy good equipment. Like I look in the back of you, behind you, you got an ARS cage, Freedom Breeder caging. There's a lot of good quality cages out there, but try to do something good, man, where you're investing in your equipment and your like Herp Stats or whatever brand you may use. I mean, just try to be smart about it is all I'm trying to say. And it will last you forever.
100%. What's good, Keys? So cheaping out on certain things ends up costing you money in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got to replace stuff like constantly, like say you spend, and I'm just making these numbers up. Say you spend $100 on something one time and it lasts you for 10 years versus spending $50 on something 3 times. And now you spend $150 over that same time period. If you spent $50 3 times over 10 years, like, so it just costs more in the long run. Then peace of mind, it's hard to put a price tag on peace of mind. That's why like I'm really like particular about the equipment that I use. Is interesting you said Herp Stat, because I use 2 different types of thermostats. I use Herp Stat or I use VEs. I used to be strictly VE, but then I switched over to Herp Stat. I'm more of a Herp Stat guy now. But you can't go wrong with either one. You know what I'm saying? But get you something quality. It don't have to be one of those 2, but definitely something quality. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's an investment, right? Because you feel better about those quality products, and at the end of the day, it's peace of mind. And so it's hard to put a price tag on peace of mind.
And like I have a Herp Stat 6 that I had a minute issue with, but I contacted the guy and he said send it to me. I overnighted it, and daggone if he didn't do whatever he did, and he overnighted it right back to me.
Oh, nice.
I didn't have to beg him. I didn't have to do nothing. He just I described the problem. He goes, send it to me. And whatever way you send it, I'll send it back. And I did. And I overnighted it because I had to have it. I've got a Herp Stat 4 that was able to get me through, but I needed that Herp Stat 6 back. And he overnighted it right back. And that's the kind of person I want to be to anybody that buys from me. And I'm sure you're probably the same exact way.
Oh, 100%, 100%. I think I heard Jeremy say this the other day. I heard somebody say this exact quote the other day. You can build a table faster with a screw gun than a screwdriver. But yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point. You know what I'm saying? Invest in your tools, have some quality stuff out there, and saving time. That's invaluable too. Time is money.
Exactly. And you want to present an image, at least most people do, where they look like they're competent and they know what's happening. And again, I'm new, and like a lot of other people, and I've only been doing this, this is my first year of actually having clutches. And if I don't know something, I'm going to say I don't know. But I want to try to at least present that I'm not some slacker, and I'm trying to do the best I can.
Yeah, it's a difference because nobody should be expected to know everything, but it's just kind of how you handle it. I mean, you can go up to Justin and Ozzy and all of those guys and ask them something that they don't know, and they can say it in such a way that they don't know, you know what I'm saying? But they can speak on what they do know or kind of help you find the answer. Like, it's different ways to go about it. But if you just look like you disinterested and you just don't care, or you don't put any kind of thought into what you do, then that's a whole different perception. Perception is your reality.
Right. And I'd rather you say you don't know, so instead of wasting my time with some crap.
100%. Sorry, this water good right now because it's hot.
Oh, I hear you.
That's what's
especially
up.
In Florida.
Oh yeah, bro. That Florida heat do not let up at all. They don't play no games with you. So how do you balance life, Regius Sphera, and your work life? So your business, your other business. Is it a hard balance? You got it down to a T? What's up with
everything's that? I would say I'm lucky and blessed in one regard. The type of work I do, I don't have to be on site, but I have to be ready to go whenever they call me. And so I'm actually able to be home probably a good bit of the week, but as soon as they call me, I got to go, and that's cool. But I can, do videos or, mess with my snakes or whatever it is I'm trying to do. And I'm really happy about that. Plus, when you get in your 50s, you're not, hitting the party circuit anymore, so you're home. So I'm everything's, as far as balance, everything's going smooth.
And when you do hit a party circuit, boy, you feel it. It ain't the same. I'm probably feeling it after this weekend because Daytona, I plan to have a good time. They don't get too crazy, but I feel like I plan to have a good time.
There you go. As long as that AC's fixed.
Yeah, man. I hope the AC get fixed before I dip out tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
There you go.
But at least we'll get away from it for a couple of days. But I'm more concerned about the temps. Like, so in the snake room, I'm not really that concerned, you know what I'm saying? Because I can turn down the thermostats and I can just really go off of ambient with the temps is at right now. So I'm not concerned about the snake room so much. As long as the temps stay good throughout the day, which at least today they stay good throughout the day. They didn't get crazy, and it was hot as hell here. So I feel comfortable about that. My main concern is right now my incubator is a little bit hotter than where I want, so I'm gonna have to adjust the temps on that too and get that where I want.
Yeah,
I'm still playing with that.
Yeah, that.
I mean, it's only at 90, but I really want to be at 89, and so I'm just going there and play with the temps, and get that where it's at. I haven't quite got it dialed in. Like, it's been dialed in for weeks. I ain't had no issues, but bam, now all of a sudden.
How many clutches?
90 is not bad. 4.
No. How many clutches you got in there?
4.
Yeah, but
9 is not bad.
Like me, man, that's still. I don't know. I want to be comfortable. I don't want to have any issues. So
peace of mind,
right.
Peace of mind, exactly right. Like peace of mind. And I talk about this a lot, but peace of mind is like why I got an ultrasound, because before I had the ultrasound, I didn't have peace of mind because I didn't have a clue what was going on. I was still learning like this kind of stuff to look for, and I didn't know if like I was just seeing stuff and making more of it than what it really was. But being able to have an ultrasound and go in there, ultrasound and whatever, and you can like actually see stuff, then that gave me peace of mind because like I could see it, I can measure it. I'm a data driven person, and so I got like a data point that I can look at. You know what I'm saying? And so that made me feel better. So peace of mind is invaluable.
There you go.
So what have you liked most about the hobby so far?
I would say the friendships that I'm developing. Granted, they're all through the internet or Instagram or YouTube, but I feel like they're genuine. And I can't wait to meet some of these people, like in Tinley, and eventually I'll go to Florida, to Daytona.
You got to come to Daytona, bro.
Yeah, well, I used to live.
You're not that far away.
I used to,
You're closer to Daytona than you are Tinley, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I would think so. But
Yeah.
when I was younger, I lived in New Smyrna Beach, which is like
Okay.
15 miles south of Daytona.
Right.
And but what I don't know. Eventually, I'm going to go to Daytona. But I guess meeting these people that I've so far spoken to over the phone, or like I'm speaking to you, I would love to meet all these people actually in person.
Me too. Me too. Like, it's so many people, bro, that I talk to on a regular basis who I haven't met in person. I've met very few people in the hobby in person that I talk to on a regular basis. Like, I met Esteban in person from 41 South Pythons and 41 South Frenchies. And then I met Pat from Grow Some Balls. I met him in person a couple times. So I met both of them twice.
Well, yeah, I saw your video where you met him.
Oh, yeah. So that was my second time seeing him in person.
Okay.
The first time I saw him in person was the same day that I met Esteban, because I was getting some rodent tubs from Esteban. Pat was getting like a hypo female from Esteban. Pat, like in the Jacksonville area. I'm in Gainesville. Esteban is in Tampa area.
Okay. And so that was when he sold his stuff?
This was before then. He was just selling that one female at the time. And so we were supposed to meet in Ocala. I don't know if you know about Ocala, but it's like,
I know where that is.
You know about Ocala? Okay. So we were supposed to meet there, but I think Pat had something to hold him up. And so we ended up just kicking it in coming back to Gainesville and kicking it. And then Pat came to Gainesville, and so we got a chance to hang out. So that was pretty dope. And so that was my second time meeting them. But I'm trying to think, is there anybody else that I've met in person? Because I don't get out a lot. I can't think of anybody right off the top of my head. It's not like right here in Gainesville. So I don't think that counts. Hey, Jeremy says some wild stuff. He says water always tastes watered down.
Yeah, see, it seems like everybody I know through the internet or YouTube, they either live in Florida or they live in Pennsylvania. It's so strange. They're like those two places. And I'm like, well, where's everybody at in North Carolina? I know a few people, but I mean, there's like a big patch in Florida and Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's a lot of folks in Florida. So I don't know what a guitar. What you mean a guitar? You know about that? It says, Mike, are you bringing home a guitar?
Yeah, I see that. And is that some new morph?
Jerry, if you're still out there in the chat, tell us what you mean in the chat. South Florida, yes, sir.
Yeah, see, I was actually born in Fort Myers, Florida.
Okay. So how long were you in Florida?
Well, I was born in Fort Myers, and then we moved from there when I was about 2, and then I moved back in 1984, and I stayed down there till like 87, and then moved back up here to North Carolina in 87. But it's like I said, when I was in Florida, I didn't know anything about ball pythons or anything back then. And, I love it in Florida, except for the heat. That heat, man, can get rough. There's no doubt about it.
The heat and the humidity. So they auctioned off a guitar at the US Art auction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that heat will get you, bro. And that humidity will get you for sure. Like it'll be times I walk out doing it, just like take your breath. It's so bad, and that's being from here.
Yeah.
So what's been one of the most challenging things about breeding for you so far?
I would say, obviously this first season, because I don't have a ultrasound, and I've said this before on another show that I was on, where visually, when you're looking at the internet and you seeing the egg in someone's hand or a snake, well, that dude could have the biggest hands you ever saw, and that's you can't conceptualize size. It's just hard to see the size. And I've also heard you and the civil servants were talking about how these people who say they palpate and they find the eggs and all this stuff, and this is how many millimeters it is. Well, when I first got my snakes, I would let them run through my hands so I could feel them. And I thought, well, if I do this every day, when they do start developing these follicles, I'm going to feel them. Well, I couldn't feel jack, man. I couldn't feel nothing. And so I went online and tried to find someone who posted their technique. And I went to Marcus Jane, which I'm sure everybody's heard of them. And well, they've got a detailed plan on how they breed. And I followed that to the T, and bam, 8 clutches. Now next year,
I might have to go check that out.
Oh, it was perfect. It was spot on. I did exactly what he said to do. I only had 9 females, and 8 of them, came through. So
talk about that a little bit. Talk about your process and
Well, what I did was obviously I only bred my males, no more than say 3 females. Other people do more, but that's what I did, and I would put them together 3 days on and 4 days off, and I just did it religiously and I would rotate them out every week. And if I saw a lock, I would write it down. If I didn't see a lock, I wouldn't write anything down. And I would try to feed the male on the 4 days that he was off, which, like 90% of everybody else, they wouldn't hardly ever eat because they were so
what's good, D?
Hooked on wanting to mate. But everything just went perfectly smooth without any issues. But I'm hoping this year to buy a ultrasound so that I can, like you, I heard you were talking about how you wanted to see that, you wanted it would help you understand. Plus, you're not wasting your male, if you're not breeding them everything in there unnecessarily. And so I'm definitely going to get one this coming up season.
You know which one you want?
I couldn't tell you the name of it, but I know I saw it on Amazon and they're like $1,400.
Contact. Yeah, Contact. Make sure you get the linear probe. Yeah. That's the one I got, the Amazon. I feel like 90% of the hobby got the Amazon.
Right. What's so crazy is that before COVID hit, you could have got those things for like $1,000, and after COVID and everything going to heck in a handbasket, now they're $1,300, $1,400.
Yeah, that 9% inflation hit different.
Yeah.
Everything is going up.
Which snakes have too, if you've noticed.
Yeah. Like I look back at prices sometimes, like what things were selling for in 2020 versus what they're selling for now, and some of them are selling for more than what they were selling for then, and they're less cutting edge than they were back then. Right. And so
so I remember
no one escapes inflation.
Exactly. Well, in 2018, I remember seeing hypos, and they were like nothing. Man, they were cheap, and ultra males were you could easily buy one for under $1,000, and now they have like hit and took fire, and now they're just getting it really expensive.
Shout out to Team Ultra Male, by the way.
Oh yeah, I love Ultra Male.
Yeah, Ultra Male is lit. But yeah, I mean, it's good because in one way it's good because at least you have like something that is appreciating in value. And so that's a good way to look at it, you know what I'm saying? Versus something that's depreciating in value. Exactly. So that's a good way to look at it too. But I was noticing the other day though, I was on Morph Market and I saw a hypo G-stripe female for like $350. And to me, that was like super cheap. It's gone. Like it lasted like maybe a day. But I was like, dang, that was a little odd to me. Yeah, I thought it would be more like that. I know a lot of people.
Dealer?
I don't remember who it was from, so I don't want to make a. I don't want to like characterize them. I don't even remember who it was from. But,
right.
It was $350. It was for the low. I was like, wow. And like I know people sleep on hypo. I know some people sleep on G-stripe, but I mean a double visual female, bro. Right. $350. It's gone now though. It didn't last long at all. No.
Well, it's my understanding that hypo has been around for a while, and it went through a long sleeper phase where people, they described it as it looks like a snake that's in shed all the time, but I don't see it that way at all.
At all, bro.
Yeah, to me, like I got a hypopod, just a plain Jane hypopod, and the oranges on it are striking. I mean, it makes a lot of things pop.
Exactly.
That hypo clown I've got almost looks like Desert Ghost. It's got it's so yellow, and it really brings it out. And I hope that more people realize it, and it continues to keep getting popular. Is what I hope.
Me too, and a lot more people Well, I want to say a lot more people, but I've noticed a lot of people working with it lately, and I've seen some really nice stuff in that project.
Yeah, they're beautiful. And I bought my clown pod from Kundalini Serpent. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Yeah,
Dre,
for sure.
yeah, cool dude. And I just happened to see him do a video on it on YouTube, and I saw it and I was like, wow, man, I'm gonna just out of the blue ask him if he's got it for sale. He said he really wanted to keep it as a holdback, but something was going on in his life at that time, and he was like, "I'll tell you what, I'll take this for it." And I said, "Bam, I'll buy it." And that, like I said, that was this October will be 2 years ago that I bought that from him, and I hate to show it to him now because he's going to miss it, but it's she's doing good, man.
Jeffy, what's good, bro? We just talked about Team Ultramel like maybe 30 seconds to 60 seconds ago, so you showed up at the right time. Shout out to Team Ultramel. But yeah, man, Hypo Clown is like one of my favorite projects. I love the Hypo Pods too. I can only imagine like how orange those oranges are on that girl. I've seen Hypo like just make some things just like pop super hard, and so
right,
and then it stays well too. That's another thing too. Yeah.
Not to advertise, but if you go on my Instagram feed, I just posted a little a reel today with my Hypopod, and look at those. And that ain't no filter, man. I didn't make it look orange or more orange than usual, but it looks so nice. And that thing is coming up on 2 years old, and she's beautiful.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out. Check it out for sure. But yeah, Hypo ages well to me. Like I like it.
Yep.
I got a super inchy lesser Hypo female, and like she is so bright, like super bright yellow. Like you can barely tell that she's lesser because the brown isn't as pronounced, but those yellows in her, like it's crazy. She almost glowing. That's the girl that she had those double heads from.
Yeah, does it almost make you think Desert Ghost or something?
It's not Desert Ghost-ish.
I'm talking about that yellowy, that look about it.
It's super bright to me. To me, it don't seem like Desert Ghost, but it's definitely super bright though. Like it's like its own thing, in my opinion.
Right. Well, like I said, that plain Hypo Clown, it's got that Desert Ghost look. Now I know it's not Desert Ghost, but I mean it just really makes it yellow looking.
Appreciate that, Brian. Thank you for the support, brother. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe and hope smash that notification bell. Appreciate it. Kid Team Ultramel too. You got all the Team Ultramel folks in the house.
Yeah.
So do you have Ultramel stuff in your collection yet? Did you say?
I don't have it yet, but I'm going to.
Okay. Like what you gonna do with it?
I want
you don't even know yet.
Well, I want to create a Ultramel pod. I think they're awesome. And right now, the last one I looked at was like $4,500, and I just don't have that. But I try to buy 2 investment animals a year, and to keep kind of stave off what's coming, so that I'll be in the. Nobody wants to be all that has been, you know what I'm saying? Which I'm still a has been because I'm a never was yet right now. We'll see. But I try to buy 2 nice investment animals every year, and
Gotcha.
So next year I'm going to be getting into a nice Ultramel pod is what I'd like.
Nice. What's up with it, man? So you already touched on this a little bit, but maybe there's something more you want to add to it. So what you think is the most important personality trait to be successful in this hobby? And you really kind of already touched on it a lot, but maybe there's some more you want to add to it.
I would say perseverance, man. I really do, because sometimes people can get put off by how well someone else is doing. Don't focus on what somebody else is doing. Now, if they're giving you good advice and you're learning from them, that's great. But think you got your own track, and that's what you need to focus on.
Exactly.
And I heard this statement. I'm sure many of you heard it too. The people who hate you, they're the ones that are watching you the most. So try to do good. Try to stay on track and focus
on the show.
Yeah, that's right. But that's probably the biggest thing is the other thing is this: don't foolishly blow money on something that you ain't got enough butt to carry. You know what I'm saying? Because if you screw up and you throwing out tons of money, you're going to be that guy who sells everything because you didn't plan. And try not to do that. I mean, that's something. But again, that comes with age, which I'm sure you know that, and because we do foolish stuff when we're young. And
oh yeah, 100%. Wisdom, you can't put a price tag on that either.
No, that's for sure.
So the flip side of this question, and you might have touched on kind of your thoughts on this too. So what's something you think can tank somebody and just have it lead to them being unsuccessful, which you just really kind of touched on a little bit, but is anything else you want to
add? Well, you cannot buy a reputation. I mean, man, you screw that up and it's gone. Especially today, it is gone folks, like that.
They pick up those phones and they.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, you got that right, and it's over. And hopefully, now sometimes you may lose. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll get somebody that's trying to screw you over. Oh, this snake is not what this, that, and the other, and you're trying to pacify them in order to make it right. And you can lose a little bit, but your reputation, when it's gone, and it takes years to get it back. Which again, I'm preaching to the choir, so to speak. But that's one of the things I would say. You've got to remain steadfast and be an honest person and deal with these people forthright and stick with it.
So definitely not asking for no names because it's a drama-free show. But have you had any negative experiences with anybody since you've been in the industry?
Not with buying and selling, but I've had someone that I thought was a decent person, and I don't know what happened to them. And now we don't communicate anymore. And I don't know if I don't want to put what I think is in his mind because I'm not a mind reader, but yeah, I've only had one person who we followed each other and everybody was great. And the next thing you know, that was the end of it. And I don't know what happened, but like I said, that's the great thing about America is, I don't like liver and somebody else might like it, and more power to you.
I don't like liver either, bro.
Me neither,
hate liver, bro. I used to be so mad when we had liver, bro, but that's a whole nother episode.
Hey, I know. Well, real quick, when my mom and dad would cook liver, I was like, that smells good because it always smells good.
Oh, it smelled good.
Liver and onions. And I'd sit down and I'd look at that and I was like, this doesn't look like steak. It ain't, buddy.
Ugh. At all, bro. Oh man, I used to hate liver, bro. I hate gizzards too. I don't know if you ever had gizzards.
My mom and dad would go to Kentucky Fried Chicken and say, "I want a tub of gizzards and livers," and I'm like, I ain't eating that crap, man.
At all, bro. I'm good. Like, man, miss me with them gizzards, miss me with the liver, bro. Like, oh, that's wow. So talk a little bit about your show and kind of how you came up with the idea for that and doing the competitions and kind of how you put that plan together.
Well, like everybody else, a lot of people start YouTube with their reviews and how they do this and how to clean the tub and how to water a snake and all this stuff. And there is some merit to that. But you have to come up with like what you're doing with your interviews or something that's going to catch. And I'm not saying mine is caught, but I like doing YouTube. I like, and I hope it shows in my videos when people watch.
Oh, it definitely shows, bro.
Yeah, and I think it's fun, and I've not ran into anybody that has been offended, by, hey, well, I didn't like my picture being put on there or whatever. Everybody usually is cool about it. And I've used this expression a lot, or this saying, but the older you get, stuff runs right off of us. If somebody says, man, you're fat and your feet stink, no crap, it does. You know what I'm saying? Our feelings don't get bruised like a lot of these people, younger people do. And I'm not knocking younger people, but I try to put people on there that I think have got a good sense of humor. They're pretty sure of themselves and they're not going to get offended, and so far I've not had any problems with that. And I think it's fun, and no one that I've ran across has been upset because they didn't win or anything crazy, because the cool thing is it's up to the audience. There's no finagling. And if you want to count the votes, you just go on there and count them up. And if you lost, well, you're going to know you lost because
right.
the
It's
votes
right
just
there.
ain't there.
It's
But
right there.
I enjoy doing it. And you were a contestant on there, so
it was fun. It was fun.
It was fun, and people have fun, and also it gives it.
And I tried to tell Jeremy, because he started counting stuff out. It's like, I ain't gonna win. I was like, you never know, bro. Like, and then like he shared it. Folks came and voted for him, and it was a fun contest.
Right. Yeah. And it's weird though. Some of the people I run across, they don't feel comfortable promoting themselves. And you know what? Jeremy Warfel, Warfel's Morphs,
Yeah,
and T and Mark of 403 Fauna, and even yourself, y'all were cool about it. Here I am. Please come over, take a look at it, and whichever one you want to vote for. But there are some that don't do anything, man. They just feel real funny about it, and I'm cool with that. I don't know what it is, but they don't put out nothing. And sadly, they usually end up losing. But there's nothing I can do about that.
Gotcha. And you had people turn you down? Have you had people turn you down?
Yeah, man. That's a daily occurrence. I am not kidding you. And sometimes people, I've heard them, they've actually said, well, why do you keep using people that you're friends with? And I'm like, these are the people that agreed to come on. I have had many people that I've sent fillers and say, hey, I really want your snake to be on this competition. And they're like, well, what's the trick? How much do I have to pay? I'm like, you don't have to pay nothing. What's the scam? I'm like, there's no scam.
What's the scam? Man?
Yeah. And then some will not even
respond
at all.
Google code.
Yeah. But I've had people they won't even respond at all, and it's $100. I don't understand, and there's nothing scam about it. You either win,
no strings attached.
Yeah. And of course, now I make off of this too. I'm getting subscribers, and that's my goal. To share amongst the community. And a lot of times people will on their shows will,
and it's a creative way to do it too. Like that was thinking outside the box. So kudos on that.
And my thinking is that I'm, whether you win or not, you're going to remember me, and look where I'm at. I'm on your show right now.
Yeah, I never forgot you, bro.
But I enjoy doing it, and it's fun, and the videos are so short. I mean, they're like 8 minutes long. Who doesn't have 8 minutes of their life where they can go over and watch that thing? Yeah, it's going to take a long time to get my 1,000 hours or whatever, 4,000 viewing hours or whatever it is. but it's fun, Yeah,
that's the most important part, man. Like numbers and all of it aside, just have fun doing it. You know what I'm saying? And everything else will fall into place.
Right.
Everything else will fall into place. So have you had any mentors in the hobby? Like, who are some of the folks that kind of help guide you?
Well, I will say that a lot of my mentors so far have came after getting going, and people like Chris from BNS Reptilia, Phil,
shout out to Chris,
Finger Snakes, Dale from Arcadia Pythons, Jeremy. Okay. These people I've actually spoke to and called, say, hey, what about this? What about that? And they've actually been able to talk to me. 403 Fauna, Mark Jensen. Those are some people, and I hope I'm not missing somebody, man, because, and plus I've just the friendships, like with Kent, of Craft Brew Morphology. And,
you rattled off the whole PA crew.
Yeah. Well, and like Derek, like here's a great example. And I know I know you and everybody in this thing is going to know this. I only have so much time a week. I would love to watch everybody's channel, but I can't, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that, but I just can't. And you know that.
Yeah. It's the unfortunate reality.
Yeah. There are some people that you love to watch. Like I love watching Derek, Big D's Pythons. I just like him. I don't know what it is about him. He's cute as hell. No, I'm just playing. But he's funny, and I like Kent, of Crap Brew Morphology. I like him too. He's just so cool. I like watching you. Now, I'm not a commenter. You will not find my comments in any chats hardly, but I'm there. Trust me, I'm there.
True. Yeah. It's only so many hours in the day, so many hours in the week. So I just my modus of operation, I don't think I said that right, but the way I operate is I just try to watch as much as I can.
Right.
It's not me trying to like not watch people's stuff when I don't see it, but I try to get back to it, but I don't always get back to everything, but I do try to watch as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? Because
right.
A, it's entertaining. First and foremost, it's entertaining. And then B, we're friends. So I definitely try to catch my friends' stuff all the time as much as I possibly can. And then people support me too, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like really like paying it forward, paying it back. You know what I'm saying? It's just like what you said with selling the snakes, and you sell something to somebody else, somebody sells something to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a big cycle. It's a big circle. But you're right. Like it's just a lot of stuff out there. You can't see everything, but I do try to do as much as I possibly can.
Right. And
but
like
it's only so much time in the day.
Right. Well, like I'm not into retics. Like I'll go to Nicole's channel when she had Antoine of High Desert Pythons and Oz on there. Ozzy, that was great. And she's had quite a few other guests that I try to watch. But as far as retics per se, I know I'm not going to get a retic. And I'm just, they live, 30 years and 54, I don't want to be 85 years old and have my daughter come here and help me hold this snake up, but, and she's a sweet lady, without a doubt. And I know, that.
Oh yeah. 100%.
And one thing I like is a lot of the people like Cuddle Time Critters. I see her on there. I'll watch her. She'll do a lot of Instagram lives, and I'll watch her too. And, again, I'm not on there commenting, but I watch her when she does a lot of her lives on Instagram. But, like I said, we only have so much time in the day, and you will as well know getting your guests lined up and what you've got to do. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah, I know recently it's been like a even bigger challenge for me because like I'm working back. Like I used to work a lot more remotely. So it was easier to kind of like, take a few minutes for yourself like during the day and stuff. But now that I'm in the office, that's like gone. And so like it's a balance. And then travel. So all that stuff start eating at your time. So it's a balance. That's why I like to ask that question. Because I really like to hear kind of people's experience with balancing work, balancing their personal life, and then balancing the reptile aspect too. So I really love to hear like people's feedback and people's thoughts and like tips, tricks, just whatever, gripes if they got them, just whatever. Because it can be challenging to manage, especially if you got like a whole bunch of other demands, and everyone's got demands in their life. Some people demands are different than others. Some people hit different or at different times and the timing and whatnot, but everyone's got things like they have to balance. So it's always interesting for me to hear people talk through that. So that's why I ask people that a lot.
Well, let me ask you this. Whenever you look at your analytics, or do you ever look at your analytics on your channel?
On YouTube?
Yeah.
So I looked at it like the first 3 weeks, and to be honest, I haven't really looked back yet.
Well, what I was going to say is that like I looked at mine, and mine shows, I remember hearing Kent talk about this on his channel. My viewing audience is like 44 to 55. Okay. And Kent was saying his was somewhat that, but also, or no, it was either him or Jeremy Warfel. But what my point is this: these are people that have income that they can put into something. Their kids are usually already grown, things like that, and that is the market you want to be in. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people who are young, like 20, 25 years old, they're just beginning to raise kids and this, that, and the other. Their income is probably not as expendable as yours or mine is. But this hobby, man, I really feel like it is really, as it has already exploded, it's going to do nothing but keep on going.
So I'm actually looking at it now that you brought it up. And so I'm like looking through my analytics now. And so it says, and I don't know how accurate this is because it says 100% of my viewers are male and 0% are female. And that can't be the case because I see women in here all the time.
Yeah, mine says that too.
So I don't know if that's accurate, but it says 100%. And the reason I pointed out the potential inaccuracy of that, or the for sure inaccuracy of that, because I know it's women that's watching.
Right.
Mine says 100%, 35 to 44. So because of that other data point being wrong, I wonder if that's right too. But yeah, it says 100% for me between the ages of 35 and 44.
And see, mine is 44 to 55 or 54, something like that, is 100%. Now, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I am 42. I have to think about it sometime, bro. Like,
yeah,
I have to like slow up before I say it, so I don't say the wrong thing.
Yeah,
most of my audience is in United States.
Right, mine are too.
But the next closest country is Malaysia.
Huh.
I got the Malaysian market locked down, bro.
But my thing is that look at the people you're marketing yourself to, whether you like it or not. That's people with the money. Those are the people that have got money to spend.
So folks that other channels your audience watches: Keys Constrictors, Trap Talk with MJ Podcast, Canova, Warfels Morse.
That's same as
mine. All
mine.
good company. That's all good company.
Oh yeah.
Great company. And then subscribers 78.9%. And you probably see me squinting because I ain't got my glasses on. 21.1% not subscribed. So that 21.1%, please hit that subscribe button.
Ain't that the truth?
Stop lurking.
Yeah. What is it? Samson. I was watching Samson's On with Brian or something. I can't think of the show, but he's got that thing that says, "Don't be a creep. Go ahead and follow," or something like that. I can't remember, but that was a good saying.
Yeah, I hadn't looked at those in a while, but yeah, that's pretty cool. I might start looking at that more. Yeah, I'm definitely ready for Daytona too, man. When y'all getting there, tomorrow or Saturday? Yeah, I get to meet Maine from Maine's Morph Creation in person. Talk to him all the time, whether it's through chats or whether it's through Messenger or whether it's through the phone. Still haven't met him in person, but he's been on the show. Get to meet him in person. That's another example. The homie Antoine gonna be there.
No, so you're not going to Tinley this year, though, right?
Yeah, I'll be in Tinley.
No, are you going this year?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'll see you there.
In the fall? Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's cool, man.
Yeah, I'll be there, bro. I will be there in the building.
I can't wait. I'm planning on going up on Thursday. That way I can be fresh come Friday and try to talk to some of these people as they're setting up. And then Saturday, just, do a walkthrough and, kind of, feel like I can enjoy the show.
Hindsight is 2020, but looking back, we probably should have did that too. Because now I got a little bit of anxiety about the flight because I don't want it to get pushed back no more.
Right. Well, you gave me some anxiety when you brought that up. I was like, "Dang, I didn't know that."
Yeah, flight's been crazy, bro. So, real quick story. So, I was going to State College. So, you know where Penn State at?
Oh yeah, I went to State College. I've been up there before.
Okay, so I was going there from Gainesville. The flight was supposed to be Gainesville to Charlotte, Charlotte to State College. No, Gainesville to Charlotte, Charlotte to Philly, Philly to State College. So it was already like set up for the okie doke because of so many like layovers and stuff like that. So that was because I booked it at the last minute and all that. But it is what it is. So my flight out of Gainesville got delayed. And so I ended up missing my flight from Charlotte. But I was able to catch a later one to Philadelphia. But then that one in Charlotte got delayed. And so I was like, dang, I know I'm going to miss the flight in Philadelphia from Philadelphia to State College. And so I kept getting emails about the one that was from Philadelphia to State College being delayed. And it got so late, I was like, shit, well, I might be able to catch this one. And so I needed it to be delayed by like 3 hours. It ended up being delayed 6 hours. And so when I got to Philly, I was there for like 3 hours or more. And then I finally got to State College and finally got to my room that night at like 5, like almost 5. And I had to be where I needed to be at 8. in the morning.
Oh, wow.
And then on the way back, the one out of state college got delayed. And so we missed the one from Philly to Charlotte. And then the one from Charlotte to Gainesville got delayed. And we ended up having to stay in Charlotte overnight. Like, it was just crazy, but it was like the worst.
And you're mentally exhausted.
Yeah, mentally exhausted. And then my luggage got lost and it got rained on. So we got to get some new luggage, like the hard case luggage. So I learned that lesson. I need hard case luggage just in case they leave my luggage out in the rain all night again. At least it won't be wet.
I flew into Charlotte once, and what blows my mind, well, twice, it's like they land you on one side of the airport, and your connecting flight is all the way on the other side, and you're running, trying to get over there.
And they landed you in Concourse F, and you flying out for Concourse B.
Yeah.
And you got 20 minutes to make it. Yeah. Good luck.
Yep.
Yeah, it's wild. Hopefully they get that cleaned up sooner than later. All right, so I got a few random questions before I let you get out of here and enjoy the rest of your night. So if you could live anywhere in the world, where would that be and why?
Gosh, man, I'd probably live in Cancun, Mexico.
Cancun? Okay.
Yeah, I've been there twice, and the people are super nice. And now I don't know if it's because I was doling out, dollar bills every second, but they were all nice, man. And that's a hard-working bunch of people too. But yeah, if I could speak the language, that's where and I knew I could be taken care of if I go to the hospital. That's where I'd go.
Okay. Cancun. So if you could have dinner with any three people, dead or alive, who would those three people be and why?
I would like to have better known my grandpa. He died when he was 54 years old. 57, and he died in 1977. I was only 10, but I'd like to have lunch with him. And gosh, I must have missed this part of all your interviews because I didn't see this part. I would probably say if I could have it with Jesus, man, I think that'd be cool.
Okay.
If I could meet him, that would be awesome. Which I'm going to meet him one day. For all your folks out there, I hope you got your stuff situated in your life. And,
hopefully it's not through the airplane.
Yeah, like I said, that's all you're going to feel.
I'm out.
Yeah. And I guess the last person would probably be Elvis Presley.
Okay. Have you seen the movie? Is the movie out? Or
there's a movie out.
It's out.
Yeah,
it's out already. I can't remember. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it yet, but when I grew up, man, I can remember. Yeah, my mom was crazy about him, and we were going to see him in Fayetteville, North Carolina, in 1977, and he died like 2 shows before he was coming. So that was into that. Yeah.
All right, so you and Bosa got to do like a duo video, where one of y'all on one side and the other one on the other. Bosa can
Elvis
be James Brown, you can be Elvis. Yeah, y'all got to do it, bro. It'll go viral.
I've had him on my show. My mock have him on my show. And next time I have him on there, I believe he's going to be doing some James Brown. You watch me. I'm gonna have him.
Yeah, I'll be looking for it.
Yeah.
All right, and then if you won $10 million tomorrow, how would you use it?
Gosh, I'd probably set my wife, my family up, all my family members up. Definitely would give money to my church, and I'd be the type. I'm a giver. I'm not just trying to make people like me, but I'm the type that will give away money, and I'd be that guy that if I saw somebody struggling, I would try to help them out, and I think that's what I would do. I would definitely help people out, not foolishly, mind you, but I would definitely be the type that would help people out.
That's what's up, bro. Real respectable.
Thank you.
And so, are there any questions you wished I would have asked you, and how would you have answered?
No, I would say you got a good detailed question. I'm going to be on Kent with Craft Brew Morphology, and every time I'm on somebody's show, he's like, "Daggone it! What are you answering all these questions for? What am I going to talk to you about?" I told him, I was like, "Look, man, you need to. It's you. You're the one selling you, not Mike or not Jeremy. You know, I was on Jeremy with Jeremy Warfel last week. I was like, you're you, and you got your own twist. But no, you did an awesome job, and you're very detailed. Which, like you said, you're a very detailed person. So you the cool thing too about your interviews is you go from one spectrum of the mind to the other, so you don't know what somebody's gonna say, you know. So you're very good. So no, you've done an awesome job.
I appreciate the feedback, bro. Really enjoyed having you on. Yeah, I like to get to know people better and just talk about different things and kind of let the conversation dictate itself. Like I always have like some questions that I want to ask. Like I have like some standard questions. I have like some questions specific for that person, but I've been trying to let the conversation like dictate itself and just kind of let it flow naturally and progress organically, because I felt like that worked better versus like having like very specific questions. I got to go in this order. This is how I'm going to say it and stuff like that, because I feel like that really detracted away from the conversation. So I don't even send the questions ahead of time no more.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that's cool about you, and I'm not just trying to blow smoke up your dress, but you listen.
How'd you know what I had on?
I know, man. Yeah. You listen to what they're saying. I'm liable to say I killed her, and her body's underneath the steps over here, and you would hear me say that. You know, a lot of people, they're like, "Okay, my next question is," you know, and they're not even paying attention. So I like how you're listening to what's happening, and you know, you're engaging. Put it that way.
Cool. I appreciate it, bro. I really appreciate the feedback. I will say this episode, it was even more easy to do that because of my wife. Shout out to my wife again for controlling the comments. And so she's been popping comments up there, and bro, that has made a world of difference. It makes it more easy to focus in on the conversation. So that's made
a
world of difference.
See any sweat.
Oh, I've been doing it though. I can feel it now.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can't see it. Yeah, so shout out to all the wifeys of the world. We really appreciate y'all holding us down for sure. Appreciate y'all. Well, bro, really appreciate you coming on the show. Definitely let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
Well, I'm on Instagram and obviously YouTube. I got my channel, Regius Sphera Pythons. Same thing with my Instagram is Regius Sphera Pythons. I'm kinda on Facebook, but that I may be listed on there as Chip Forsyth. I can't even remember now. I'm trying to get my Instagram to feed over there to it, but it's kind of hit and miss. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. But I'm obviously on Morph Market, and that's really I'm not on TikTok or anything like that. That's pretty much about it.
So yeah, we own all those same places too. Facebook, I'm not a huge Facebooker. Not like I used to be,
right?
Because I'm more of an IG person now. I used to be more Facebook centric, but like starting this is more. I've migrated over to IG. I do Messenger more than I do Facebook, but definitely IG. That's where I be. I'm a poet, didn't know it. YouTube,
yeah,
YouTube. And so I spend more time on YouTube now. So Facebook, kind of had to take a back seat to all that. But I'm like you with the TikTok. We own TikTok, but I just ain't figured it out.
You have it set up to feed your videos to feed to TikTok, or do you actually go there and purposely make them?
The ones that we've made, they've been TikTok specific. You can feed to TikTok.
Oh, I don't know. I'm asking you.
Oh, I don't know. I was asking you, bro. I don't even.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm feeding my Instagram to Facebook, and sometimes it does.
I do that. Yeah.
It doesn't.
And I know it's an option to feed from TikTok to IG, but I ain't figured that out yet. Or yeah, I'm like, man, I'm good on TikTok.
Yeah.
Team IG, team YouTube, team Messenger, and team Discord when I can.
Yeah. And to me, Facebook's become such a hassle. I think I'm like you. I stick with Instagram, YouTube, and that for me, that's all. That's enough to take care of.
Yeah, 100%. So everybody out there in the chat, really appreciate y'all coming out tonight. It has been an amazing time. Really appreciate all the comments. Really appreciate all the support. Please make sure you follow our guests everywhere on social media. We have put the link tree in the description of this video. So please go out there, show support. Again, Chip, thanks for coming out tonight. Had a great time. If you don't mind hanging around backstage real quick, we're gonna play the intro.
Thank you.
Again, everybody, thank y'all for coming out. Be blessed. Good night. Peace.